Hello guys, my name is Bill and this is 0 to 60 motoring. This is the Mazda Atenza, which is also called the Mazda 6. Those who are getting their units from Japan, you will find it called the Mazda Atenza. But if you are sourcing your unit from the European market, that is Singapore, you will find it called the Mazda 6. Now the Mazda Atenza plays in the same league with cars like the Toyota Crown, Toyota Mark X, the Subaru Legacy, Nissan Teana, Nissan Fuga and the Nissan Skyline, or even the Honda Accord. The Mazda Atenza is offered with two body shapes. What I have here is a sedan or saloon if you like. There is also an option of a station wagon. Now this is a 2014 model. It comes with 18-inch alloy wheels. Then on the front you realize that all Mazda cars actually are coming now with the same design. It's called the Kodo design of language. This face is shared with the Mazda Xela, the Mazda Demio and the elder sibling, that is the Mazda CX-5. Actually all cars in the Mazda lineup. Now I'm inside the Mazda Atenza. The Mazda Atenza actually for the year 2014 and 2015, it was offered with in 4 trim levels. There is the base model, that is the seats it sits in the bottom. There is a sporty version, there is the touring and the grand touring, which is the top ranging trim. Difference between this one and for example the base model is big, I think is leather upholstery, the size of the wheels, and sometimes it can be mechanical, that is the engine size. Now the difference between this touring and the grand touring is not mainly in the leather upholstery, but it's an option of a sunroof, and then the grand touring will give you 19-inch wheels. So the Mazda Atenza has electric seats. Actually this seats, for the driver seats, it has memory settings for 2 people, that is. So you can set your seat to some level, and then once you pop into the car, you'll just press maybe 1 or 2, and then the seat actually will itself self-adjust to what you set. Yeah. The Mazda Atenza interior actually maintains a minimalist design. As you can see, it's not the best interior, but then at its price range, actually comparing with cars like the Toyota Mark X, the Subaru Legacy and Toyota Crown, they are actually in the same league. Okay, on the steering wheel you have the volume control buttons. For example, if you are listening to your music and you don't want to move your hand from the steering wheel, you can change. You can add or reduce your volume from the steering wheel. You can mute. You can change between different modes. On the other side, there is the cruise control button, of which I'm pretty sure not many people will use it, but then it can come in handy. The cruise control function basically is you'll set a car at some speed, and the car will drive itself without you necessarily putting your legs on the pedals. So the car will maintain some constant speed for some distance. I'm not sure where you'll use that, because you'll need some distance, some big distance to enjoy the function of the cruise control, but then it's a handy feature. You can also see there is an option of paddle shifters. This one will give you some simulation of a manual transmission. These days when manual transmission are on the extinct, you don't normally find actually the Mazda Atenza can also be offered with a manual transmission. I'll come into that. But then in this automatic version, you can use the paddle shifters to give you some impression of a manual transmission car. Yeah. On the dash, it is made with hard plastics, and then the finish on this is I think this is some leather, and then this infotainment screen can serve as a camera, reverse camera actually when you're reversing. That one is pretty simple. You'll just pop the car into reverse, and then the screen turns, gives you the impression of what is happening behind your car. So I think that is a driver assistant feature. Matters storage actually on this, when you're on the driver's seat, you have 2 cup holders here. There is a charging port. Then there is more space, and actually also some charging, a USB port in this compartment. You can find more storage in these glove compartments on this side. I think that is all about practicality and the interior, especially in the driver and the co-driver positions. I'm in the rear seat of the Mazda Atenza. As you can see, there is enough leg room actually, maintaining the same position, the same driving position that I was seated in. There is plenty of leg room actually. So what that means, especially if you are a person doing a long distance traveling and perhaps you will have passengers on the rear seat, they will not complain of leg room. So it's a very comfortable car actually. Matters practicality and leg room for the front and rear passengers, I give it a tick. So assume you have 3 passengers. So what that means, you'll turn these cup holders to the back and use this middle seat. So if I'm seated on this middle seat, I may not be that comfortable, yes. But then if you remember, this is a front wheel drive car, you realize that you kind of have some better sitting position compared to cars like the Toyota Crown and the Toyota Marquez, which are rear wheel drive versions, because of this hump, which in the rear wheel drive cars, normally it's the drive shaft which takes power to the rear wheel. This is the rear side of the Mazda Atenza, or the Mazda 6 if you like. As you can see, if for likes, it comes with a double exhaust system. Yeah. For practicality purposes, let us see the size of the Mazda Atenza. So the Mazda Atenza actually is a very practical car. That is, if the space is anything to go by. There is plenty of room in this boot actually, and if you are traveling and you want to hold bags, I think it will check your boxes if practicality is an issue. Now, in the event this boot space is not enough, you may need to lower the rear seats. So you will pull these knobs here, and then I expect the seats to lower, but then they are still in their position. That means you'll need to lower them manually, which I think may not be a great thing. The seats fall down in a 40-60 split, so as you can see, you get more room. So if you have more luggage and the boot space is not enough, fall down the rear seats, and then the car becomes more practical. So let's know what is under the hood of the Mazda Atenza. The Mazda Atenza is offered with 3 engine options. 2 of them are petrol. There is a 2000cc normally aspirated petrol engine. There is what I have here actually, 2500, also normally aspirated petrol engine. Both are 4 cylinders. And there is a more powerful, I'll call it a wilder version of a 2.2 liter turbo diesel mill. So this 2.5 liter normal aspirated engine makes around 187 horses, which is actually, I could say it's a pretty decent amount of power. So this engine is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission, which gives power, which sends power to the front wheels. So this is a front wheel drive car. So in this segment, the Mazda Atenza and I think the Nissan Teana are the only front wheel drive cars, because the Toyota Crown, the Marquez and the Subaru Legacy can use either an all-wheel drive system or a rear-wheel drive system. In case you're wondering what is the best engine you can select among the 3, basically it will depend on your taste. For example, if you want power and reliability in the same package, you will consider this 2.5 normally aspirated engine. If you want fuel efficiency, but the performance may not be that great, the 2.0 liter and the 2.0 liter petrol engine will be the best bet. But if you want performance, fuel economy in one package, you will get the 2.2 liter turbo diesel mill. Though the diesel mill has turned out to be a lemon in the elder sibling, the CX-5, but it needs a lot of care. But then, for striking a balance between power and reliability, we'll consider the 2.5 liter this petrol option, though it's the it is the thirstiest in that lineup, Yeah, that is the best way to put it. The big question is, why should you buy a Mazda Atenza? Should you buy it or not? So in my opinion, in my submission, the Mazda Atenza actually is one of the best looking mid-size sedans from Japan. That is when pitting it against competitors from the Japanese origin, the Mazda Atenza is one of the best looking cars, especially now that post 2014 models are adopting the Kodo design language. And then for this color, which is I think a maroon red, it's a good combo. Yeah. For purposes of driving dynamics, which I think I will prepare a video on another day, I think the Mazda Atenza will drive well, especially when it comes to slippery roads, because this is a front-wheel drive car, and that means you won't be having those slides you normally get with rear-wheel drive cars. So consider the Mazda Atenza if you are in the market for a car that is has looks, I'll say that, reliability, especially now that most cars in this segment are coming up with a CVT transmission, which is not one of the very best if you are a harsh driver. All Mazda cars, I understand, come with either a conventional automatic transmission or a manual transmission. So if you're in the market for, I could say, something that is kind of powerful, you'll consider 2.5 liter Mazda Atenza, which of course I've said comes with a conventional automatic transmission. Fuel economy will be great for the 2 liter version or the 2.2 liter turbo diesel mill. The 2.5 will be kind of thirsty, but then it has all the power you need, especially to hold this car. The 2.0 liter is kind of sluggish. The 2.2 liter very powerful, but then you have to be very keen with its maintenance. So guys, if you need more motoring content, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I actually have a lot of car related content coming up this year. Should you need a comprehensive written review of this car, check my page on Facebook. It is called 0 to 60 Motoring, just the same name as what you'll find on the YouTube. I'm also on Twitter, still on 0 to 60 Motoring. Yeah. So until next time, guys.